What is up, everybody? Randy here, Nerds Templar. This is the Super Smash Bros. Ultimate AI League Season 1, set number 3 for the Blue Division. And we're in the Dreamland. This is the spring season, and so it's spring themed indeed. After 2 sets for the blue, we've got Wario, Cloud, Sora, Banjo, Ganondorf, Rob. Actually, they're all undefeated. Wario, Cloud, Sora, and Banjo are the 2-0s. Ganon and Rob are 1-0 right now. We got Roy and Pacman, Palutena and Ness, Meta Knight and Captain Falcon, Inkling and Lucas, Snake and Pichu, all at 1-1. Falco and Fox are 0-2 with Ken and Rosalina and Steve. I think this division is going to be an interesting one. Today, for set 3, we've got Captain Falcon taking on Palutena in Luma. We got Falco versus Ganondorf. We got Pacman versus Rosalina in Luma. A lot of people with a lot of names in this. What did I say? Palutena and Luma earlier. Palutena and Captain Falcon is that first match. Pacman and Rosalina and Luma is the third match. Wario and Snake is the fourth. Meta Knight and Rob. Ken versus Fox. Pichu versus Cloud. Then we got that good old Lucas versus Ness matchup again. Got Banjo versus the Inkling, could be pretty good. And finally Sora taking on Roy. And Steve's on a bye. Let us begin. Captain Falcon is taking on Palutena. And not Luma. Blue division, Captain Falcon's already got his blues, but wait. Yeah, he's got a more blue one, that's right. It looks like she maybe has a blue dress here. Purple one as well we could probably use. Let's do it! So it's exciting. We're not too far in yet, but I mean, just the prospects of what's to come is exciting. I'm most looking forward to just how things are going to pan out after a couple seasons. I really wish we could get through seasons quicker. There's just so many fighters. And it'll take us so long just to have them all only fight everyone else in the division once. And so that's what we're doing. That's what we're doing here. 21 sets, 20 matches each, 1 bye each to get through them. 21 in every division right now. I can't even remember who we kept out of this. If there was anybody. Oh yeah, just the dark characters, I think, actually. And then it all worked out. Dark Pit and Dark Samus, that is. So, we got Captain Falcon. He's 1-1. He's 1-1. Palutena's also 1-1. I think they both started with a win. Palutena beat Meta Knight. Not amazing. Captain Falcon beat Rosalina and Luma, who's also 0-2 now. Meta Knight's actually 1-1. Ooh, there goes Captain Falcon first. Who, again, in his last set, was to Ness. Palutena getting taken out by Banjo, so Captain Falcon returns the favor with that knockout, and we're almost all tied up at 2 stock here. Super Mushroom and Bunny Hood for Falcon. Oh, knocked into the Super Mushroom. Captain Falcon, of course, 13-7 last season, number 2 in the division. Was number 1 almost the entire time until Ness took it from him. Even though he had 2 head-to-head victories over Ness, Ness came back to win his first match against him this season. And Captain Falcon, a quick second knockout on Palutena, takes a huge lead in this one, 36% only on his second stock. Mushrooms aplenty here on our spring season. I don't know what they're doing right now. That was ridiculous. What? I don't even know what to say about that. They're dancing around. They got like stuck or something at the top, and then Palutena just jumped off the map. She just decided she had it. She had it with this guy. She figured she lost, so she just hopped off the side. All right. And oddly enough, it's not the first time we've seen something like that. So that is how things begin, with Captain Falcon moving to 2-0 and Palutena 1-2. Falco is next here. Another full OG from the blue division taking on somebody who came from the green, and that is Ganondorf. Which is a little more frightening than most of the competitors who have moved divisions. He doesn't wear green. We gotta find him some blue. Oh, there we go. That's very blue there. So Falco was 12-8. Ganondorf was 11-9. Made the playoffs. Still had to move divisions. Did quite well for himself. I mean, above 500. It wasn't exactly easy to come by last season. Who knows how it'll be this season? It's really up in the air. I'm kind of excited to also see just whose division like does the best, I guess. It doesn't really even tell you much within their own divisions because they haven't played anybody outside of them. Once the playoffs come, we're gonna have a little bit at the end where everybody's all mixed in together. So just like last season, there's going to be the potential for two from the same division to make it into the finals against each other. But that will remain to be seen. We're taking the 4 that make it through their own divisional playoffs after a couple rounds of divisional playoffs, taking the 4 winners from each division and mashing them all together for a final playoff tournament. It's going to be awesome. Ganondorf knocked Falco out there for the first knockout. Super Ganondorf now. Luckily, Falco blocked that big sword strike. 104 on Ganondorf. Falco doing what he can to bring this one back before he takes too much percentage here. Nice block of that as well. Still not doing any damage. Knocked into a super mushroom though. Can he take advantage of that? There it is. There it is. 52 on him though. Ganondorf able to rack up a decent bit of damage. 80%, 94%. Ganondorf still clean on this second stock. And remains that a super mushroom now for him. 136 on Falco. Getting knocked around right now by Ganondorf, the newcomer to the blue. Slightly unsurprising just because, yeah, Ganondorf. He's 1-0 right now. Had a bye already, hasn't lost yet, then. Falco off to a really horrible start. Surprisingly 0-2. So this is not going to be good at all. Or a horrible start. Inkling was his first loss. Could have been slightly surprising. We'll see about that. And then, of course, Rob is the second one he lost to last set, and it's a little more understandable, I guess. But he's lost his second stock here. Ganondorf up to 114. Falco already at 60 on his last. Not looking good still for him. Cannot quite seem to do much anything to Ganon. Grabbed and held there as the poison mushroom falls into him, but Ganondorf fell off the map. So worked out for Falco, and he makes it back there. 97%, 112 make that on him. Ganondorf maybe looking to just finish things here. Be careful. When you have the massive percent advantage, you don't want to do things on the edge. Not without a life to spare, but easily Ganondorf comes swiping in over 100% on Falco, and that will do it. Ganondorf in a much closer one than last match, defeating Falco. Tough opponent, tough match, good match. Ganondorf, 2-0, scary. Falco, of course, falling to 0-3. Pacman is our next competitor, and he's up against Rosalina and Luma.
Rosalina and Luma.
Need a blue pack. More blue. She's already wearing blue. She's got green. She's got purple. Well, I guess I gotta go with the purple one. 0-2 Rosalina. 1-1 Pacman. Had a pretty good showing in his first match against Pichu. Weren't quite sure what to think about him. Then he had to go up against Cloud, which wasn't so good for him afterward. Oh man, Rosalina and Luma immediately knocked out. I even thought that she would be slightly interesting because, I don't know, the way Luma works seems kind of cool. But she lost, I think, 2 close ones. One to Captain Falcon, so there's that. And the second one was to Lucas. So she had played 2 of the best from last season. Not an easy way to start, but off to a horrible one here. And so, yeah, really gotta wonder. So the win here that was picked up between them all was Pacman over Pichu. Pacman going down there, only doing 21 on Rosalina's second stock, so it's pretty much even now, even after that huge lead he had. But the collective people that they've lost to, Cloud, Lucas, and Captain Falcon, does make it hard to really know how these two are going to do so far. But the fact that I feel like Palutena did a decent job, Rosalina did a decent job against both of her competitors she lost to that were tough, Lucas and Captain Falcon, gives her a shot here, perhaps. Maybe middle of the pack or something. Pacman. Speaking of the pack, Pacman, 90% on Rosalina, 41 now on him after that big hit. Poison mushroomed. Got mushrooms, we got bunny hoods, of course you probably know that by now. Maybe you don't. Welcome if you're new and you're still watching. Pretty niche here, so hope you're enjoying. Subscribe, like, comment, let me know who you think. We always show the schedules at the end for the upcoming schedules. They're also in the descriptions. Let me know who you think is going to win the next upcoming matchups. Earn yourself some fake stream points that don't mean anything at the moment, but perhaps it'll earn you like a free membership if you have enough in the future, whenever we have those. Rosalina is knocked out there, so Pacman up a little bit. He's at 75. Rosalina already at 45 herself on that last stock, though. Looks slightly peach-like in that dress there. I think it's the color. Almost pink. I don't think she had a pink, did she? Oh yeah, she did. We would use that for her red, probably. It's not looking great for her and Luma here. Yep, Pacman finishes things with the help of some ghosts. And again, Pacman, 2-1. Another pretty decent showing from him. Only lost again to Cloud so far. We're moving right along. 3 strong winners, Captain Falcon, Ganondorf, and Pacman already. Now we've got Wario. Another of those green divisions turned blue. Taking on Snake. The same. Both from green. Wario, of course, one of the good ones from green. Snake, the literal worst in the entire league. It's like he's wearing some white and black. This one probably, and then the dark one, I'd say. Getting colors as close as we can get, at least, to match their division. Since we're in the blue. Wario doing very well for himself in his new division. 2-0 at the actual top. just because of where they were placed coming in here. Meaning he's the only remaining undefeated from last season who was in the league last season. I'm sorry, Ganondorf and Rob also are. They're 1-0 though. They had their buys, so gotta count them as well. It's hard though because they've only played one game, so hard to count them as undefeated when they're just 1-0. 2-0 is a little different. 3-0 is where it really matters. We do have some of those in the other divisions so far. They do exist. 2 in the red and 3 in the green. Right now, Snake actually not doing horrible against Wario, surprisingly. He did not win. He didn't beat him last season. Again, everybody playing each other who played in divisions last season played each other twice. Oh man, there goes Wario. Snake off to the start. A good start. Not often do we say that about Snake, but hey, he is 1-1. He and Meta Knight both winning last set. Yeah, Snake beating Steve. I don't know exactly what that means for him. He also lost to Ganondorf, so there's I mean, Ganondorf always tough. Wario always tough. Both of them were 11-9 last season and moved in, but went 11-9, went to the playoffs, and then moved division. Snake stuck at the bottom of the map. He's done that this season once before already, I think, huh? And he has a decent up B. Like, it should not be that difficult to get back up on the map. He just doesn't. He just doesn't go horizontally. Just gets stuck there. Gives Wario a shot here. He actually had Wario almost dead to rights, I'd say. But now, Wario at 88%. Not great, but still. Big mushroom. Tiny mushroom for Snake. Huge difference. Almost gets the knockout early for Wario there, but not quite. 44 on Snake. 103 though on Wario. One bad explosion and he's gonna be gone. Well, there it is. Didn't quite take an explosion. But Snake, now another pretty decent lead. Wario Poison Mushroom doesn't grab the Super Mushroom. I mean, if you're already Poison Mushroom, might as well. You can, obviously, the AI can't tell for some reason. It's hard for them to tell, but you can tell the difference in the color of the mushrooms. I guess maybe in the heat of the moment, it's a little harder. Snake Super Mushroom doesn't do much with it, but he's a really clean lead right now. He's at 87 on his second stock, 57 on Wario's last. It wouldn't be the craziest comeback. Wario stacking up a little damage here, 118 on Snake. All he really needs is one nice hit. And not that Poison Mushroom, but he grabs it anyway. Misses the Super Mushroom falling off the side. Mini Wario, can he survive? I don't know. I think Wario, the 2-0, is about to lose to the 1-1 Snake. What a way to begin their lives in their new division. Still early, but man, Snake already will have the same amount of wins as he got last season, so that's nuts. It's still not over, but 98, 109 now on Wario. He really doesn't have a chance. I can't believe he can't knock Snake out. Wario, decent hitter, decently heavy hitter. 146 on Snake. Got the Poison Mushroom too. That should do it, and it does, finally. 112 on Wario, though. He has a super mushroom. He needs like a bunch of hits without taking damage. Nope. Doesn't. He gets one of those hits, and then he gets hit. Snake solidifies the upset. Oh my. Down goes Wario from the undefeated spot of 2-0. Snake and him both 2-1 now. That's ridiculous. Snake would then be above him. It's crazy to think just how different it already is from last season. But we'll see. Maybe that's all Snake wins. We got Meta Knight, the other bad one from the green, moving to the blue. He had one more win. He was 3-17. He's taking on Rob, a good competitor from here in the blue already. Not much in the way of blue for Meta Knight at all. At all. And Rob was 4th place at 12-8 last season. Will continue his winning, 1-0 at the moment, just like Ganondorf was. Ganondorf is 2-0. And we actually don't have anyone else that's gone yet. This is only the third one that's gone that doesn't have a loss. Of course, Wario just losing to Snake. Unbelievable. Will Meta Knight defeat Rob and go ahead of him? Will we see Meta Knight and Snake both at the top of this division? And not not really even because it's a new division for them, since Snake beat Wario. And that was, you know, kind of one of the competitors from last season for him. Meta Knight lost to Palutena. He beat Inkling, which was quite interesting after Inkling had beat Falco. Of course, we had Rob on the bye first, and then he came back and also beat Falco. Meta Knight gets the first knockout quite quickly. Poison Mushroom on him, though. Can Rob? Nope, Rob doesn't get him while he's poisoned. 51% only on Meta Knight's first stock. This is kind of crazy. This is kind of crazy. See Wario and Meta Knight, or Wario and Rob both losing to the worst from last season. And I don't know, maybe themselves moving to the bottom of the division. We're good. Bum, bum, bum. Of course, the middle will be moving every season. So the top will stay in there. And we'll maybe give them, if we can find some way to do it, we'll give them a little badge or something on the video, so you know how long they were able to remain in their divisions. We won't do that for the ones at the bottom of the divisions who remain inside their same divisions, because that's more getting stuck there than dominating it. And then the middle will move and give themselves an opportunity, either if they're in the bottom of the middle, an opportunity to do better next season in a new environment, or if they're at the top of the middle, I don't know, the same, but also maybe a little more risky if he had just missed being one of the top. Especially if you make playoffs and end up doing quite well, and then still have to move division. That will be, you know, be unfortunate for whoever that happens to. Meta Knight remains up a stock here. They both got one more knockout, 51-53. Meta Knight just handling Rob here. It's not even like Rob is not barely even able to put up a fight against him. Super Rob. See if he does anything at all. No, he doesn't. He may not even get Meta Knight's second stock. He got another Super Mushroom though, Rob. 80-84. He needs to get the knockout now, but he is like very confused. Another Poison Mushroom for him. 84 all. Meta Knight extra stock. again, just can kind of relax. Not completely, but oh, he's going to do the same thing Snake did. Wow, these AI. Do better, Smash Bros. Do better with your AI. That's horrible. Level 9 CPU just not understanding how to get back to a map. So we'll take that into account a little bit, maybe for next season's map. I didn't think that there would be any issue, honestly, on this one. Mennonite, though, able to take the win, solidifies it for himself. Could have been close, though, with that goofball movie he pulled. But yeah, another slight upset. Upset certainly based on last season's results. Huge upset. This time, that's our match number 5. Halfway through, we've got Ken now taking on Fox. Looks like he's got a couple blue candidates. It's almost the same color blue as Fox, so right? There you go with that one. Ken isn't faring too well. Fox also not. Fox is 0-2. Ken at least has a win. Never mind. They're both 0-2. I don't know what I'm saying. I didn't see him at first. But yeah, they're both 0-2. That is what I thought. That is why they are match number 6. Just before our run of 4 good ones. Maybe grab yourself a beverage unless you like Ken or Fox and you feel like cheering them on as they try to get their first win. But again, we're in one of those situations. Somebody is getting their first win here. Only one in the division can potentially remain winless. And same goes for being undefeated. Only one, because everyone fights once against everyone else. And chances are, as I mentioned last set, chances are nobody will be undefeated and nobody will be winless when all is said and done. If that does happen, it'll be pretty crazy. That'll be the one of the things to kind of look for record history making wise in seasons to come, and this one. But again, I don't think it's going to happen so quickly that it'll happen in the first season. Ken falling off the side. Fox a slight lead here at 89% on his first. Fox, we know what he's capable of from last season. He was able to make it to 500, 10-10. Had some good matches, had some flubs. Could have been better, could have been worse probably too, though. Made the playoffs. Stayed in the division. In fact, had some help from Falco in doing so. Beating, I believe, the Ice Climbers to move them to 9-11 and out of the division for sure. In fact, I think if they were 10-10, they would have won the head-to-head with Fox, and Fox would have moved to yellow, but instead Falco beat them, and that did not happen. And here we have it, Fox now 0-2 this season, instead of being in a new division where he could have maybe done better. Here, though, gets another knockout on Ken before losing his first, so perhaps he's going to start. And he did have some trouble last season. He was sort of like in the bottom, and then up and down, and mostly in the bottom, and then again ended up ultimately at 10-10. So we'll see. We'll see. Drop a couple matches. You make up for it, especially early. Wario was his first loss. Sora was his second. Honestly, it's understandable at that point. Ken, if you're wondering, Ken lost to Sora as well. Then he lost to Pichu. So, yeah, I don't know. It's, I don't know, maybe a slightly telling match here for Ken, who did get the first knockout on Fox when he has got exorbitant amount of percentage on him already. Ken's already at 108 though on his last stock. Fox at 9 on his second. It is not looking good. One of the even bigger deficits we've seen today, probably the biggest, other than Palutena just falling off the side of the map. Fox, try to go for some edge things. This is maybe the time to do it, if there ever was one. Although with such low percent on that second stock, I'd just be going as crazy as possible on the map itself. Kind of like he was. It's kind of a reckless abandon here, but no, he's got a poison mushroom now. Maybe you don't do that. Fire! And the lollipop killed Fox. Still small. Did he grab another poison mushroom? He must have. Oh, never mind. Ken was just massive. He looked a lot bigger than he probably should have. 163 on Ken. Fox gets that knockout. And a very simple victory for Fox McCloud, and that is his first victory. Ken 0-3. He remains defeated. Fox finally gets an opponent he can handle, and he does. Now, speaking of Pichu and Cloud, that is who is up now. Pichu's got... Oh, nice. Definitely... I'm not sure what that is. That must be Team Magma, but I don't recognize that. Team Aqua. Headband for sure. Actually got a couple blues. That looks more blue there. All right. Pichu 1-1. Getting picked up that victory over Ken. Over Ken. Lost his first matchup. I think it was, again, that was against Pacman. I think he did kind of well. But Cloud here 2-0. Perhaps one of the tougher competitors we got. We shall see. So far, he beat Lucas. And then he beat Pacman himself. And he just destroyed Pichu on that first stock. Poison Mushroom avoids it. Cloud does. Big Mushroom for Pichu. He needs as many of those as he can get. Oh, for that mini mushroom for Cloud, that'll do too. 39 to 105 needs this stock as quick as he can get from Cloud. Again, mushroom assistance. Almost seems necessary for Pichu. I guess it's not quite. It's all about, when you're a quick, small opponent, it's all about avoiding those big hits like that. He's at 98% right now. He's got a super mushroom. $122 on Cloud's first. Tied up in percent. Stock down for Pichu. And again, not looking good. For the little rodent. One of my favorites. Probably my... maybe my favorite baby Pokemon. It's hard to say. It's hard to say. Pichu is amazing, though. He's actually just one of my favorites in general, probably. I like Azurill a lot, too, though. Pichu loses that stock. Cloud also, though, lost his. Doesn't really matter for him. He's, again, just gonna... He doesn't get his flawless victory, so there's that. But FF, fail flawless. But he's alright with being 3-0. In a 208 match, yeah. And so far, he is the only 2-0. Nice. 3 matches left. The last 2 will finish up with the last 2 2-0s to go. This one, though, is going to be a Lucas taking on Ness. And it doesn't get much better than this, in my humble opinion. Slightly confusing, maybe. We'll be alright.
3, 2, 1, go!
The 2 homeworld bros at it again. 1-1 the both of them for now. I feel like they played, yeah, they actually played the second set last season. Ness won that one. He won both of them, in fact, in their head-to-heads last season, so I thought so. Lucas still looking to get that first victory, just like Ness was looking for his first victory last set over Captain Falcon and got it. Maybe Lucas will this time, or is Ness just better? Oh, Lucas, a nice shot there. Takes the early lead. Oh man, Lucas, a big heal there. It's knocked out. Pretty close here. Wow, it's a lot faster paced than you see sometimes the Ness and Lucas matchups being. When they're against each other, it's gloves are off, I guess. Poison Mushroom for Lucas. Ness also has the Super Mushroom. Connects a few times, does not get the knockout though. .102 on Lucas. And that'll still not do it. 115 on him, 50 on Ness. Trying to get some PK Thunder chains here. 3 of them will do it. 3 connecting in a row. Ness gets that knockout. 50 on him right now. As we move into Lucas's last stock. Ness turns small right before the baseball bat can hit. Well, that was nuts. What? Ness used PK Thunder, but then as he was Thunder rocketing toward Lucas, Lucas hit him with his PK Thunder that he was trying to use for his rocket, and then they both got reset and had to just get back up to the map, and here we are. Lucas in some trouble, but if he gets Ness right about now, he's got a shot. Ness with the Super Mushroom, not going to let that happen probably. .57 and 96. Ness with the stock cushion. Who blocks that PK Thunder. Lucas looking to chain his own for the knockout. Both PK fires miss. It's great. That one doesn't though. Oh man, Lucas caught in a couple PK fires. Ness not gonna combo with the baseball bat there. Not gonna be able to. But a lot of good damage. 120. Oh man. The PK Thunder Rocket as Ness is big size is going to do it. Odd place to do that because if that didn't work, I think he was just going to fall off the map because he just used his up B. But it did work, and there goes Lucas. Wow. Ness using his buddy to pick up his second win. But again, it had to happen. Someone had to win. As we now move to the last 2 matches featuring our last 2 undefeateds, Banjo and Kazooie.
Banjo and Kazooie.
Is taking on the Inkling. Banjo, blue Banjo, red Kazooie. Blue Inkling. I actually have two blue Inklings. Is that yeah, we were gonna go with the, I guess they're both of the blue ones are male Inklings, so whatever. Whichever one we won. 1-1 for the Inkling, who lost to Meta Knight. He's able to pull off a good victory over Falco, then lost to Meta Knight, so that was questionable. On the other end, Banjo defeating Ness, and then also defeating Palutena. Looking really strong in this division right now. Inkling paints Banjo blue, but you can't tell. Oh, huge strike there coming out by Kazooie. Doesn't Get the knockout though, 68 only right now on Inkling. It's the only reason he survived it. Not surviving that one. Whew. Super Banjo takes that one. Pretty quickly again, only again after a couple hits, 34% on his first. So faring really well in this one already. Exploding that that egg into a Inkling bomb, that was interesting. And oh no, Banjo avoids the good mushroom, and now back to normal size, naturally. Still a great lead on him, 60% on Inkling second, only 41 on Banjo. Inkling unable to do damage somehow. Oh man, another Banjo catches him right above him. Some great damage coming out there, and down goes Inkling. One stock left, 60% on Banjo. On his first stock, that is. And it's looking like Banjo's just going to take this one without much problem. But I think this would be his first flawless victory if he was able to pull it off. Always nice to have one of those under your belt, as many competitors start getting them here. Many of the good ones, especially. Kind of shows your gusto if you can take somebody out without losing a stock. 103 on Banjo right now, 54 on Inkling's last. Just turned back to normal size from that mushroom. Inkling doing what he can. Oh, 133 on Banjo, knocks him back to the map. 80 on Inkling. He's in the danger zone already when it comes to Banjo. As a super mushroom for now, back to normal size. 149 on Banjo. 107 on the Inkling after that nice egg bomb. Not much chance here. There's no chance really for Inkling. It's honestly, we're just waiting to see if Banjo gets a flawless victory. The super mushroom for Inkling, it might take one. Oh, he does take one. There it goes. 139 on him, 153 on Inkling's last stock, 9 on Banjo's second. It shouldn't be a problem here. Banjo literally just needs a hit of any kind. And no, block. He's got super mushroom, Inkling does, so he's able to stay on the map actually. Blocks that hit too. It's hanging in there, 180%. There it is. Banjo struggling along to get that last one, but he does. Love that. Inkling, we should say, doing everything they can to try to stay in it, but it's not going to happen. All right, well, we weren't too sure about where the Inkling would stand. It's still kind of uncertain. That wasn't a very good showing there. Finally, though, we've got the 2-0 Sora. And he is taking on the 1-1 Roy. And this could perhaps be a little better for him. Nice, there it is. Blue for Sora. Blue for Roy. He's got another blue there. All right. 1-1 Roy. Look good against Steve. Look all right, I guess, maybe against Wario, where he lost last set. And we have already discussed the 2 wins Sora had against Ken and Fox. They were really commanding victories. They weren't the toughest of opponents, perhaps, but they were very commanding victories, so we'll see how this one goes. There's a reason it's the last match. It should hopefully be the best. Right now, Sora with the advantage. Oh, we've seen him eliminate himself that way before. Some of the only times he's been eliminated was due to his own folly underneath the map. Hate to see it with any competitor. You like to see him go out the right way. 42 to 103, Sora's favor currently. Again, oh man, a nice Thundaga there. And yeah, Roy isn't gonna be able to make it back. He doesn't have the best recovery. So I mean, yeah, might be decent for that's again his biggest flaw. Just like Ike, kind of like Marth, but more like Ike. Just such a bad up B. Makes it so hard to get back to the map. If you get knocked far enough away, it's just impossible. Back off. 70-84 on Sora. Roy 46 on his second. Some Pyroga's coming out, and then a Thundaga. It does look like that just kind of cycles through those 3 spells, and you don't get to choose. It just goes through in order there. Sora eliminates Roy for the second time here. Is he going to get another flawless victory? I don't think he's going to get another here. He's already at 98%. Roy's coming onto his last stock here, so I think he'll get one, but yeah, this is just an another incredible match here for Sora so far. Definitely. And yeah, I don't know, he's gonna perhaps move up there with Banjo. Cloud. 3 newcomers to the division, all gonna be 3-0 perhaps. I don't think Roy has a chance here. He's at 72 now. Sora, not... Whoa, man. He's got all kinds of crazy moves. He's back to the map, and then he smacks Roy with that Keyblade. Yep. Can't stop that guy. That was crazy. All right. Wow. Great way to finish. Poor Roy. Sora gets another flawless victory. He's doing well for himself. Doing well for himself. But we're only 3 in, so we'll see. All right, so after everything, Captain Falcon defeating Palutena, Ganondorf taking out Falco, Pacman defeating Rosalina, Snake defeating Wario, and Meta Knight taking out Rob. 2 of the worst from last season, defeating 2 that were still undefeated this season, which was kind of crazy. Fox taking out Ken, Cloud defeating Pichu, Ness defeating Lucas again, Banjo defeating Inkling, and Sora flawless victory against Roy. Steve had a bye, of course, so actually moved him up in the division a little bit, where we have everybody here in the standings after 3. It's actually the exact same record-wise as Green Division had, the same amount of everything. So we have 3 3-0s, Cloud, Sora, and Banjo. The 2-0 Ganondorf. Right after that is Snake at 2-1 now, taking out Wario at 2-1, also right behind him. Pacman at 2-1, Ness 2-1, Meta Knight is 2-1, just missing the cusp of the top 8. Captain Falcon is 2-1, the last of them. Rob is 1-1. Then we got Roy at 1-2, Palutena 1-2, Inkling and Lucas, Pichu and Fox. They're the 1-2s. Steve is 0-2 there, and 3 0-3s. Falco, Ken, and Rosalina and Luma. Still have yet to pick up a victory. Surprising for Falco, just as surprising that as Kirby and Peach from the red, and Wolf, it's 1-2 at least in the green. But yeah, that's where things stand for now. We got one more set 3 Yellow Division left to go. That's tomorrow. We're going to see Pikachu taking on Joker. Going to see the Wii Fit trainer versus Zero Suit Samus. Sonic versus Robin. Daisy taking on Sephiroth. Samus versus the Mii Sword Fighter. Min Min versus Game & Watch. Duck Hunt taking on the Ice Climbers. Incineroar versus Olimar. Richter versus Ridley. And then finally, Ike taking on Isabelle. And the Pokemon trainer at 0-2, another surprising one, is on a bye. And next for these guys, Blue Division set number 4. We're going to see the Inkling taking on Captain Falcon to start things off. Rosalina is going to try her luck 0-3 against the 3-0 Cloud. Again, Inkling 1-2, Captain Falcon 2-1. Palutena at 1-2, taking on the 1-2 Lucas. Could be an interesting one. Fox at 0-3. I'm sorry, Fox at 1-2. Also Pichu 1-2 up against each other there. Got Roy at 1-2, taking on the 0-3 Ken. Maybe he'll be able to pick up his second win. That is, get back to 500, 2-2. Steve 0-3, taking on the 0-2. That is Steve taking on the 0-3 Falco. So again, got another one of those someone's got to win matches. Ganondorf taking on Meta Knight. Still not totally sold on Meta Knight, but here in the last 4 matchups, one of the top ones, Ganondorf 2-0, Meta Knight 2-1. Should be good. Another division matchup in the green from last season, where Ganondorf defeated him twice. Then we got Rob taking on Banjo. Rob 1-1, Banjo 3-0. Tough opponent for Rob. Snake 2-1, taking on 3-1 Sora. Tough opponent for Snake, who's been showing himself to be okay, maybe 2-1 right now. Ness and Pacman finish us off 2-1 each of them. That one should be pretty good. And Wario at 2-1 after his loss today is on his bye. And that is what we shall see. Blue Division set 4 next week. That'll actually be Wednesday for them. And then again tomorrow for that Yellow Division. Make some predictions, put them in the comments, like and subscribe. I'll catch you guys in one of those next ones. Check out the other stuff on the channel. I'm Randy, and this is Nerds Templar. Peace out.